Good morning, folks. I wanted to make a quick video here showing an example of how to use the new map function in Google Sheets, the map lambda function. And in this example, what we're doing, and you can see if I were to click here, you can see that I have somewhere in the neighborhood of 2,000 notes in here. Actually, you can't see that, but the count of this column is 2,000. So it's a lot of information, and in the original way I was doing this, I was concatenating these notes, and this is a function that needed to happen to make this system work for us. It's an AppScript-based system that lets users add notes, and then we're able to pin the notes to the serial number, so that if you, because it's the data is based on a query, you would not match your rows up unless you were syncing it up to an ID. So that's what this system is, and in this example, I had been using this with this formula here. You can see my formula. It's basically taking the different notes for these particular serial numbers of all of these different notes that have been added. And I wanted to concatenate in case somebody added multiple notes. And that's what we're doing with this. So you can see that we have, first of all, it checks to see if D is empty, and then it joins with a semicolon and a space, and then you query the notes tab for anything where the note where A in this example is equal to D2, and that D2 is this unique serial number. Now every time a note's added, it has a serial number, but what we're doing here is concatenating all the notes for a particular serial number. So that was the original formula you can see here. What I wanted, but that formula, as you can see, had to be copied down. And what would happen over time, let me just scroll to the bottom, as more notes were added and more rows were added, I would find myself, and this has already been copied down, I'd find that the formula wasn't copied down all the way. So it was particularly interesting to me to find a way to put in one formula that automatically does this, and I don't have to copy this down. Notice there's no formulas in any of these other cells. It's all done with this. So we are using a single formula now, and it's the map function, and we can see here as I highlight this, we're mapping D2 to D. So we're going to map everything from, we're mapping everything in D, and then we're building our lambda. We're calling the lambda the lookup value. So we're saying if the lookup value, so let's take a look at this. Notice if D2, and then we were doing join, but here we're doing the lookup value. So if lookup value, that's the same as if D2, and then we're running the query, and we're querying notes A to C, select C, where A is equal to the lookup value. And in this case, select C, where A is equal to D2. So this formula needed to be copied down. This formula with the mapping lambda function is just in this top cell, and it works. And I found this to be a huge improvement, and I don't have to worry about these notes stopping to work, quitting working because the formula was not copied down as the number of notes grew.